Good morning, Mr. Luveris and class. Today, I'm going to be talking about if it is possible to terraform an exoplanet.
The purpose of this project is to terraform an exoplanet called Proxima Centauri b, so that if the world faces a crisis, humanity can avoid extinction by living in space. This will be done by creating an atmosphere, an ozone layer, a drinkable source of water, sustainable source of oxygen, by regulating the planet's temperature, and finally by bringing in an abundant food source. To begin with, an atmosphere must be created to keep all the gases from escaping. This is created by diverting asteroids that already contain gas to the planet and vaporizing them to form a protective shield-like layer. The atmosphere will be created from Atira asteroids that are formed close to the Sun and contain mostly carbon with smaller amounts of nitrogen, oxygen, and hydrogen. Secondly, an ozone layer will have to be created. It is a necessity for survival, as without it, humans will die due to radiation poisoning and the Earth would become uninhabitable. Ozone is created when heat and sunlight trigger a chemical reaction between oxides of nitrogen and hydrocarbons, or also known as volatile organic compounds. This process can also be performed on the exoplanet of Proxima Centauri b by fusing the nitrogen and oxygen atoms found in the Atira asteroids. The next step is to bring hydrocarbons or volatile organic compounds that are found in crude oil or oil processing plants on Earth and force a chemical reaction in the presence of heat and sunlight. Now that an ozone layer has been created, water must be added to the planet to serve as foundation for all life. Water is a molecule composed of 2 hydrogen atoms and 1 oxygen atom that make up around 60% of the human body. This means that it is essential for water to exist and support life. It can be either brought from an asteroid or created on the planet. If water is to be created, then hydrogen and oxygen atoms will have to be harvested from the Atira asteroid and fused together using platinum as a catalyst. This allows for safe and properly regulated water. Once either of these processes have been completed, a wastewater treatment plant must be created, as water is not an infinite supply and therefore must be conserved. Urine can also be recycled and reused as to not waste water. Fourthly, now that a stable water supply has been created, the planet's temperature must be regulated in order to support proper living conditions. Proper temperature is vital to terraforming, as without it, humans are unable to survive. If the temperature is too high or too low, we will all die. This is one of the reasons why it is so important to regulate a planet's temperature. On its own, this exoplanet is about -39 degrees Celsius, which is too low. Using the greenhouse effect and nuclear fusion, it is possible to increase this temperature to around 20 degrees Celsius. The greenhouse effect is when heat is trapped within the atmosphere by gases such as carbon dioxide and is re-radiated back to the planet, causing increase in temperature. Using nuclear fusion, it is possible to jumpstart this process and increase the temperature so humans can actually live on it. In addition, an abundant food source must exist to feed those living on the planet. Every living thing must eat in order to survive and gain back lost energy. This means all food will have to be produced in a greenhouse on the planet, but soil will have to be brought from Earth. In order to grow, plants need nitrogen, which can be used as a fertilizer, which fortunately just needs to be mined from the Atira asteroid. Using carbon dioxide, water, and solar energy coming from the red dwarf star Proxima Centauri, plants can grow and start the basis for photosynthesis and oxygen. Animals will also be raised for slaughter, as they are a great source of protein. They will be raised on another planet and will thus adapt to their environment. In conclusion, I believe with all these elements, it is possible to terraform an exoplanet just in case anything goes wrong on Earth. I hope you enjoyed this video And considering that I recorded this all on an iPad, please like and subscribe.